I found it was as empty as could be, and now I'm staring at my face above that saying I want peace, it's where I am now. It's the only thing I haven't found somehow. There are other places, there are.
Let's go over here. Frank is still boiling off his syrup or his sap. So this is our 4th boil off and our last. And we're working on clearing out the space here beside the woodshed to make room for our sugar shack. Yes, right? Frank is looking forward to this. Okay. Hey guys, Amber from Family Life. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, I'm interrupting my Disney series because we had a very exciting celebration this week, and we celebrated my 50th. So my niece surprised me with a beautiful birthday, yay, with a birthday dinner at a local restaurant with my family, and it was a beautiful day. So yeah, so what I thought I would do this week in this video is kind of just share 50 things that I've learned in my 50 years of life and my 50 trips around the sun. This decade holds a lot of promise and a lot of self-discovery, that kind of thing. So I feel like there's certainly a lot more than 50 life lessons, but I have written down a few here in my trusted little notebook here, my list book. But first, I want to show you, we have a new addition to our family. I'm going to bring you the video about him later, but I want to introduce you to our new family member. Thor, come, baby! He's got his little bone. Thor! Hey! Who's this little man? Who's this little man? Hi, baby. Who's this, baby? Yes. This is our new Husky rescue puppy. He's such a good boy. And this is my big girl here. She's been a very good big sister. Frank is still boiling off his syrup or his sap. So this is our 4th boil off and our last. And we're working on clearing out the space here beside the woodshed to make room for our sugar shack. Yes, right? Frank is looking forward to this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so this is going to be the locate of his new little sugar shack that he's going to build so that he doesn't have to sit in the cold elements any longer. We're working on cleaning this mess up and making room for a little building. But let me show you guys what we found when he was doing this. Tell me this isn't weird, right? We're not sure where this came from, but it was tucked under all of this debris over here. So we're not sure if this was from the previous owners or what, but we're gonna hang it with pride and respect it because we have had bad juju with tribal masks. We need to respect them for what they are. And we are gonna hang that thing with honor on the side of his new sugar shack. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to prop these up here so that I can go through my list. I created a list, Daddy, of 50 things I have learned in my 50 years of life on this earth and trips around this world. I would imagine your list will be very different than my list. But you're going to laugh at my list, I bet. I got you set up now.
Something tells
so I
me.
can be. Is that safe? Do you think we're good? Are we safe there?
Yeah.
As long as sky doesn't go up. I need to free my hand so I can read my list.
What was I going to say? Are you recording right now?
I am.
Can you edit what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
The stew was not good.
You got peanut butter dripped all down your face. You're so cute. I wondered when you said you ate it, I was like, oh, that might have been a mistake.
Wasn't good. Not at all. It hurt me.
Oh gosh. Oh, look, see, it's dark. I don't want it to be dark, guys. Oh, there we go. I'm in tune again. Okay, like I said, I got my little list, so if you see me looking at my notes, my apologies, because like I said, I've written this list down over the course of time, so, and my handwriting is extremely sloppy, so I may not even remember what I wrote as far as my own notes go. Anyways, my 50 years on this earth have given me license to be a bit of a expert in certain things.
How's my face?
Not. Am I an expert in anything, Frank?
Yes.
What do you got? Jelly. Oh, that's jelly.
I used your homemade jelly.
Anyways, I think that what happens is and I've talked to a lot of friends that are 50 and of course Frank, but he's lived his life like this all the time. But not caring what other people think, and you kind of have this moment of self-discovery that you really just want to speak freely and be at peace with your thoughts and just be okay with it. So, you know, I am an Enneagram 9, and anybody who follows Enneagrams know that an Enneagram 9 is a peacekeeper, so I avoid conflict at all cost. My loving husband, Enneagram 8. That's why we work.
I don't believe in Enneagrams.
I know, you don't really understand, but Frank's Enneagram number being an 8 is called the Challenger, so he's confident in who he is. Me, not so much. Here is a list, and this is in no particular order. Number 1, it's better to sing off key than not to sing at all, and to dance when no one's watching, which I don't do a lot of. I need to do more of that. I'm going to. Promptness shows respect. Number 3, you can't avoid offending people. When you don't mean it, apologize. But when you do, you better be able to accept the consequences. Ain't that the truth? Right?
You're looking at me to justify
To
your
validate that. No, that was a big one.
It's not mine.
That was a big one. Sometimes when you speak up, like, you know what, at the end of the day, sometimes it's going to cause conflict. So, you know what, if you're okay with it, you better deal with the consequences. If you're not, you better apologize. There's nothing more valuable than your reputation. Bingo. Ain't that the truth? Be fair, be honest, be generous, and respect others. Learn to listen. Stop being a conversation narcissist. That is true. Learning to listen. I think that's a skill that you taught me how to do really well. Learning how to listen. Box jumping and burpees suck. That is the truth. I hate those. That was something I put on there early on. Happiness is not found in stuff. It is an inside job. That is absolutely one of my biggest things that I've learned. All of the stuff that consume our lives, oh my gosh, they will never bring you the happiness that you might think they might. They might for the immediate moment, but happiness definitely comes from inside. Perspective is the most valuable gift I've been given. Sticks and stones can bruise even the toughest skin. Number 10, positive affirmations can help set intentions, but hard work is what will bring the change. Number 11, wounds heal faster under bandages than in open air. One of my mentors always said that to teach from a place of the scar and not the wound, and essentially what that means is essentially do the work before you try to start helping others. There's no way that you can help, give guidance, and give advice if you haven't done the work on healing. So, and stop. Eli's decided to start the motorcycle right beside me here. And you're going to start the blower.
Nope.
Don't you people know I'm trying to do a video?
What?
Number 12, stop buying stuff to impress people you don't even know or like. Ain't that the truth? Grudges are poisonous. Forgiveness is for you, not them. 14, ask more questions. Learning to listen, right? I already said that one before. Why did I say that again? Maybe that's an important one. ask more questions when you're in a conversation than talk about yourself. Engage with them and bring out more of what their story is. People are fascinating. I really think that, you know, if you can sit back and learn about them and their story, people love to talk about themselves. Just be cautious that you're not always the one talking. Number 15. It is not lame when your fireside fun consists of line dancing, sing-alongs, and Pictionary. Our fireside doesn't always have alcohol. It doesn't always have drunken shenanigans. While that is true, it does have some. That is not the primary source of what we do around our fire. 16. Not everything that gets broke can be fixed. 17. Shared values and humor make love last. 18. Visit the dentist regularly. I think that goes without saying. That's just something that, you know what, I don't know why I put it on my list, but I think it's kind of one of those things. Oral health is good. 19. I will not look back and ever think I spent way too much time with my children. Absolutely. Loved being present in their lives. Anytime they needed me, I was always available. And my job allowed me that flexibility. Thank gosh. Number 20. Mental illness is as real as diabetes and cancers and should not be shamed or disgraced. Absolutely. We're into a huge epidemic with that, with our pandemic right now too. And in my line of work, it's really tough watching mental illness on the up. So it's nice to know that our culture is starting to normalize it a little bit more than disgracing it. Number 21, daily gratitude. It does. It helps you and sets you on a path of seeking it out throughout your day. It is true. Once I've started my daily gratitude practices, I look for moments throughout my day that I can write down at the end of my day. I seek it out during the day now, so that's kind of been a bit of a shift for me too. 22, why? I put on my list here, Frank, one of these foods. What would yours be? But why is Captain Crunch so darn good when it has no place in our diet? Like, it is so good. Why do they make the best foods that are so terrible for us so tasty? It's crap. It's not fun. It's not fair. If you mess up, fess up. I'm sorry goes a long way. So if you mess up, say sorry. But do not be like me. I spent a large part of my life apologizing for things that were not my fault. I went last year and I wore this necklace that I got, and it said, sorry, not sorry. So, like, I always used to apologize for things that were not my fault. I've learned to stop doing that. Number 24, my idea of the biggest characteristic flaws in a human is lying, cheating, and stealing. This is something that I've tried to teach my boys, that there's just no tolerance for that kind of stuff in my world. So I try to teach them not to lie, cheat, or steal. 25, make time for your health or illness will demand it. 26, enjoy the journey more than the destination. 27, stay young. Adulting is overrated. Hey, ain't that the truth? Stay young, adulting is overrated, yes. Number 27. 28. Don't wait until you're 50 to travel alone. That was such a liberating trip and experience. And we'll get back to my Disney series next week. But first trip, when this was this month, and I traveled alone for the very first time, and it was magical. I had to plug that. I had to throw that in there because we went to Disney. Number 29, being loved unconditionally. That has been the biggest gift in my life. Number 30, praying. Praying allows me to speak to God, but meditating has allowed God to speak to me. This was a really intentional shift that I started to recognize after I'd been doing the practice for a good long time. I didn't realize that was what was happening when it was happening. It was just kind of an observation that I made long into the practice. So I really encourage you, if you aren't at least meditating to quiet the mind and let things happen, it's a really powerful technique. We have such busy lives and the busyness of our minds. Meditating and and praying has been my morning practice, and I love it. 31, success to me is the freedom to choose. 32, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. My favorite Henry Ford quote. I love it. That is a really good quote. I've got it on my mirror. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So, that little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. Chicka, chicka, chicka. 33, stop educating. When you stop educating and learning, you will start to die. Isn't that the truth? I absolutely do believe that. I really do. Having 4 boys and learning the whole I know, I think it's just sauciness. Trying to teach an 11-year-old who knows everything, you know, that's the tough thing. I know, Mom. I know. Anyways, educating and learning. Once you stop learning, you start dying. That is the truth. Continue to grow each day. 34, step out from behind the camera. That was a big one that I learned only just this year. I mean, I've learned a lot this year since I've started vlogging. This is not something that I ever saw that I would ever be comfortable doing. I still am not quite there yet, but we're getting better, aren't we? Are we getting better? The idea of talking to a camera versus a stage, don't think you'll ever find me on a stage. I'll be the one curled up in the corner peeing my pants. Not happening anytime soon. The idea of knowing that the camera's here, this is good.
Because there's nobody on the other side.
There's nobody behind there, right? I don't care if I have a whole 80 subscribers. It's all good. Which brings me to my next point. So step out from behind the camera, which is find your creativity. And this is kind of part of my creativity, is experiencing and enjoying the creative side of editing and all of the fun stuff that goes along with that. So it's really good for your soul. I used to be very crafty when I was in my 20s, but you know, 30s and 40s, I put that away because I had boys that just didn't like crafts. And so I tried to force them to scrapbook, right? Who was I kidding? And all that kind of stuff. So, you know what? I have lost my creativity, and so I've just recently rediscovered it and found it through vlogging and stuff. Which brings me to my next one, is good for the soul. Also is play in the dirt. It is so good for your soul and your gut biome, the bacteria. Playing in the dirt. Oh my God. I only just discovered that when I turned 48. I had never ever planted a seed. I had never grown a garden. I was a terrible keeper of plants. My house is where plants came to die. I had a black thumb. What can I say? I just was not good at it. So these past 2 years, I've been discovering my love of gardening and just getting out in nature and digging in the soil. It has been so fun for me. 37, boys are gross, but so worth all the aggravation. They are. I just love having boys. They're fun. They're adventurous. There's drama, a little bit of drama, but not nearly what my friends suggest can happen with girls. But apparently we're dramatic. Who knew? Anyways, 38. A family that plays together stays together. Yes, this is true. We've always loved vacationing together. We always loved doing things together, having fun together. Now we are working together. So, a family that works together stays together. Let's see if I'll come back to you on that point in a couple of years. I'm sure we'll be fine. We're looking forward to the next few chapters here. 39, give grace to yourself and to others. Amen. Stop beating yourself up. My goodness, we all make mistakes. We're not perfect. We learn. We are a work in progress, always to the end. Number 40, we teach others how to treat us. Absolutely, we do. 41, tolerance and just accepting things that shouldn't be and just not being kind to yourself and allows others to treat you the same way, right? So 41, learning acronyms and code has been necessary to communicate in this world I find myself in. Understanding acronyms in my line of work, but now in text and the shorthand, I sometimes just don't get it. I'm learning. 42, self-care is not selfish. Oh dear God, how long it took me to discover that one. Yeah. To give of myself, was so much more rewarding than caring for myself. So it was a really bit of an intentional shift that took place here that I had to discover. 42 OPO, sorry, 43 OPO, hashtag OPO. If you don't know what that is other people's opinions. Oh dear God, did I suffer from that one. I lived in this world of worrying so much about what other people thought, and hence the reason why I never stepped out from behind the camera. I never liked the way I looked on camera. I had a really hard time with that. It was always one of those things that, you know what, I gave way too much time and too much mental capacity worrying about what other people thought. You turn 50 for some strange reason, that shift, hey, I am who I am. I love me. I've learned to love me. It has been a work in progress. I have not gotten there easily. But man, if I could have learned that when I was 20. Stop worrying about other people's opinions. 44, learn to love yourself. Less judgment and less worry. I guess that's kind of similar to my OPO one. 45, miracles happen. Absolutely, I can attest to that. God is good. I've got a lot of stories that I will like to share at some point about how this beautiful property came to be. This was a miracle. This is absolutely God's grace. I know that we're here for a reason. I'm not quite sure I want to think that it's to share what we're learning in all of this journey of growing food and sustainability and all of this kind of stuff that I'm learning that I've never had an interest in prior to moving here. It didn't even, appeal to me to consume the world a little differently. Being out here, it just has, and I'm just hoping that that's what this is. And so that's the miracles happen, and God is good, and I know that that's why we're here today. 46. I have a humorous one after that deep one. Kale chips and beets can actually taste yummy if you know how to cook them. 47, surround yourself with smart people, right? You've heard it said time and time again, if you're the smartest one in the room, you are in the wrong room. Absolutely. Surround yourself with like-minded people, but also to surround yourself with smart people. 48, appreciate good eyesight. Yes, that is truth. And hearing. Earbuds and things like that. I'm noticing now my hearing and yeah, a little bit of personal fans, and appreciate a personal fan, right? Just so you know, it's not a fever and you don't have COVID. Just so you know, hot flashes are real. That is the part of 50 that I have not enjoyed. I am learning to deal with the changes, the hormones. My husband is learning to change and roll with the punches. The emotions are highs and lows and all over the map. It's kind of real. It is real. I don't know how to deal with that stuff. Anyways, 49, my value is not defined by the number on my scale. God, I could have saved myself a few $1,000s in freaking diet programs if I knew that one. My value is not defined by the number on my scale. No way. Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah, I'm eating a escargot. I'm gonna eat a snail.
All right, go for it.
It's really good. Grandma.
Just like eating shrimp.
It looks like a mushroom. Is it like a mushroom?
Literally, it just tastes like shrimp.
What are you eating?
I'm having some snails and I'm having some salad. Did you try it?
And number 50, and the final. This one was kind of saved for last. My family is my world. I am just so lucky that I get to call a lot of them my friend as well. So, we had a little birthday party. Eli and I spent the day. We had a nice lunch. But I just wanted to share with you some of my little wisdom of 50. It's been an exciting journey getting here. I've had an amazing 50th birthday down in Disney, celebrating my Disney series, which will come again next week. I am going to take you around a walk through the different hotels and things like that next week. But I just wanted to come in and just share this with you because this was a really exciting week for me and our family. And yeah, Frank has kind of already crossed this line of 50, so I would imagine that if he had brought his 50 things that he's learned at 50 would be very different than mine. So maybe we can encourage him. He's a few years into his 50s, so we can encourage him to maybe do his own list. But for now, thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with me, and until next time, stay safe and keep living.
That's when I found peace where I
Happy birthday, Lolly.
it's the only place
We love you.
I found. There are other places filled with a million pretty faces, but I found peace with where I am now. Through the ups and downs, I have figured out you find peace where you make it. The scenery won't change it. And I wasted so much time thinking I could ever find enough of anything that would bring me peace. So I found peace with who I am now. It's the only me I'll ever be. I found there are other places, there are a million other faces, but I found